Hey, Shalom, it's your brother Yonathan. All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rahah Kodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught us his truth and rule well. I want to say Shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity. All right, may the blessing of election be upon your house. Receive this comment on the live stream from earlier with the elder Manasseh Zakba. Okay, it says, Shalom, I have a genuine concern. I'm hoping you can share a few scriptures on it. But if you decide to respond, can you please leave out my name or even remove this comment? I believe, and I've cropped out the person's name. Okay, I have a plague of the mind. Thing is, I still believe in this truth in the name. However, I have been faced with so much in my personal life. Coming from every angle, I had a mental breakdown. And a lot of times when you come into this truth, the Lord breaks you down to build you up. Meaning, he causes things to go left in your life so that you're willing to let go of your attachments to this world, to this life. Because in order for you to receive salvation, you have to be willing to separate from all of your attachments here on this side. And it's really not, you're not missing out on anything or giving up anything, because the Lord promised us, if you have faith, that he's going to restore everything that we lost 100-fold. Okay, let's continue on with the comment. Coming from every angle, I had a mental breakdown. Had and still having suicidal thoughts. Okay, and the thing about suicide is, if the Lord does want to judge you, you trying to end it yourself doesn't necessarily mean you're going to escape. Well, it doesn't mean at all that you're going to escape from the judgment the Lord wants you to have. You see, he could have that attempt be botched. He could bring you right back and put you in a hellish condition. So there's not an escape from the judgment of the Lord if that is what he wants you, if he is judging you in a particular way. I'd say if you really have faith and you really believe, it's not going to be easy. You got to stay the course. The scriptures say, think not some strange thing has happened unto you. And that'll be the first precept we get after we finish reading the comment. I'm struggling to find reasons to keep pushing. I feel like the Most High is keeping me believing so I'd have full knowledge as to why he's allowing me to break. He's breaking us. He breaks you down before he builds you up. So my question is this most likely the end of this road for me? Could he be preparing to discard me? And, the scriptures off the rip, I'll let you know this. When you are being chastened of the Lord, when things are going left and he puts you in the spirit to reflect on your own actions and what's going on around you, it's because he's dealing with you. The scriptures say if the Lord deals with you, he deals with you as sons. But let's get that first precept that we mentioned first. This 1 Peter 4:12. It says, Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you. Okay? Meaning, you're being tried out. You're going to be put through situations to where you have to apply faith, apply righteous judgment, the things that you've learned. A lot of times when we ask the Lord to increase our faith, people don't realize what they're actually asking for. The Lord's going to give you situations to where you have to actually apply the faith that you've asked to be increased. But he's not going to put it at a level that you can't endure. So if the test is in front of you, it's because the Lord knows you actually could pass it. So continue down the course. Okay, let's read this again. 1 Peter 4:12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you. But rejoice, inasmuch as ye are the partakers of the Mashiach's sufferings. All right, the servant's not above his Lord. He went through some horrific things. None of us have suffered on the level that Yahushua suffered when he came back in that last carnation. That when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. Also, the Lord puts us through these afflictions and adversities to add fuel to the flame of us longing for the kingdom to be established. The Lord will put you through adversity so you're ready for this place to go down. So you're longing, you're like, dang, I wish the Lord came yesterday. Because you're longing to get out of this captivity, out of this hellish condition. You understand? This is Hebrews 12, and we'll start at verse 6. It says, for whom the Lord loveth, check it out, he chasteneth and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. All right, acceptable men are trying to furnace up adversity. And even if you're a sister, you're going to go through adverse situations. If you're a woman if you want to elect women, you're going to go through adversity, man. You're going to be tested, and your faith is going to be built up as well. Got to endure. You know, obviously that's a hard thing for the weaker vessel to understand, because, you know, you guys weren't designed to really go through adversity. You guys were men create societies so that women could, have comfortability and tend to the home and things like that. But through the Spirit, in this walk and this go around, man, you're going to go through adversity, even if you're a woman. You're going to be tested, even if you're a woman. There's going to be things you have to put off. There's going to be things that make you uncomfortable. And I know that's against your nature, because how do I say this? I'll just leave it at that. For the women, this, you guys aren't, designed to be on the front lines of war. But there are going to be elect women this go around, so it's going to be a testing that you have to go through as well. Okay? So it says, if ye endure chastening, God dealeth with you as sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? Check this out. But if ye be without chastisement, the Lord isn't trying a person, isn't testing them, isn't putting them through adversity. What? Whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons. So if the Lord isn't testing you, putting you through affliction, that's a telltale sign. He's not putting you in predicaments to where you're forced to grow. And if you're of the elect, the Lord's going to put you in situations to where you're forced to grow in the Spirit. So you got to count it all, really a blessing that the Lord has equipped you with the knowledge and given you the opportunity to apply the knowledge that you've been equipped with. Thing is, it's not always going to feel good to your flesh, but it is a signifier that the Lord is dealing with you. So pray to the Lord for forgiveness for, whatever things you may have done to offend him. But pray that he also gives you the strength to pass whatever test he puts in front of you. And the Lord will be with you. But it's not going to feel good. I can't promise you it's going to feel better. But when the Lord, he tests you and you pass it, you begin to understand and see things differently. And he's always going to make sure that you're okay. But I can't promise you that it's going to feel good. I just can't say that to you, because it wouldn't be true, So like it says further down in the verse, in the chapter, so like Hebrews 12:11, now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. So you're going to be exercised in chastening. That's a part of counting the cost for the Lord. And there's a lot of people, as of late, you go on social media, they stop believing, or they say, I'm not a Hebrew Israelite anymore, because of the testing that comes along with it. They don't get the big picture. We're auditioning, especially talking to the men hearing this specifically. We're auditioning for kingship. When you step into this walk and you're teaching and you're on the other side, you're auditioning for a rulership position in the kingdom of heaven. So in order to receive that, there are trials that you have to go through. For the sisters, again, there are trials you're going to have to go through. The elect women of the nation of Israel are going to be the women that all of the women of the earth look up to and mimic. You're going to be the mothers of the earth. So in wickedness over here, people look up to people like women like Beyonce. They look up to women like Michelle Obama, Oprah. You know, they look up to women like this, and they say, this is what you should aspire to be, and they look up to women like that. Those women are off and they're wicked and they don't fear Yahweh. But in righteousness, they're going to be women in the kingdom that all the women of the earth look up to and mimic. It's going to be like, hey, this is an example of how a woman should conduct herself. This is top tier, right? If you're going to be one of those women, you're not exempt from the testing here on this side. All right, so Abaratazah, you did get something from that, the person who made this comment. Yeah, pray. Pray, that's our lifeline. You know, and reading the comment over and over seems as though, you know, you're sincere. So, you know, I'll throw up prayers as well. And pray the Lord be with you, give you the strength to pass the test that He's putting you through. Okay? So, you know, I always, you know, try to get to the comments that the congregation will leave. So, you know, again, if anybody else has any concerns or questions, leave comments and I'll get to them the best I can. Aparatazah. So, again, I hope this lesson was edifying. Hope you got something from it. Want to give all praises once more to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Ruach HaKodesh. Want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters pursuing this truth and sincerity. May the blessing of election be upon your house. Shalom.